Coffee cold, mine's woke. 2 mics, 1 code. Yeah, yeah. Scrolling through the chaos, headlines loud, hearts numb. Then I hear that drip talk, cutting through the hum. Gem with the side eye, true stain with the data in his cup. They don't just gas up dreams, they show you how to level up. Oh, from the hustle to the headlines, from the culture to the grind. Every angle, every timeline, they lace and never waste your time. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it hit. Oh, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Oh, yeah. They make it make sense. Yeah. I'm tired from the doom feed, faith in rent thick algorithm playing mind games, selling you the same quick fix. Then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips. Union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick. Left lane, right lane, truth rides in the same frame. If it's cap, they call names. If it's facts, they fan flames. Oh yeah. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Clicking, let your future flip like describe to your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Yeah, they make it make sense. Yeah. From your psychic to your 9 to 5, from the group chat to the bottom line. There's a late night guide through the glitch and grind. If you listen close, you gon' change your life. Change your life. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Hey, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Dig in, let your future flip like subscribe to your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Our daily drip, they make it make sense.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to our daily drip show. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, in the building. Thank you for dripping with us tonight. Along with me is my brother like no other, Plain Dame. Say hello to the people.
What up? What up? I'm here.
All right, y'all.
I'm back.
Y'all are the Odd Squad. Thank you for coming and dripping with us. Check out all the posts below. If you know, you know, and if you don't, go ahead and stay tuned, because go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. It's free, don't cost you nothing. So tonight we have a great show for y'all. We are going to touch on a lot of news and politics, a little bit of Iran, a little bit of just a little bit of a lot. All right, y'all. So anything y'all got to add before we go ahead and get into the Tish? I believe that's how you say it, the Tish family. No?
Just happy to be back, man. Off my summer cold and rain and storms and power outages and all types of trash. I'm just blessed and glad to be back. Well, hey to everybody that's out there. Man, the number's been jumping. I'll be running in and out. Don't slam the screen door while y'all at it. Shit, stay in.
Drop some drip in the comments. Let us know where y'all from. Just let us know what state or what country you from. Very much appreciate y'all. So first, let's go ahead and get into the Tish family. So let's let this content tell you a little bit about it, and then we're going to circle back about the relevancy of why we're bringing this up.
In 12 days, I become the first American man facing court over the Epstein files before anyone actually in the files. And my crime is that I organized an Epstein files Easter egg hunt all across Manhattan to expose the Epstein class. Today's egg is on the name of a university. Steve Tish. Now we're going to scan the QR code. Read this email. April 26, 2013, 5 years after Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to soliciting a 14-year-old girl. The subject line in writing on a Department of Justice document reads, Ukrainian girl. A man writes to Epstein about a woman Epstein has introduced him to. He asked Epstein in his own words, pro or civilian? Epstein writes back, quote, no, but I will ask, all confidential, I will get all info. Did you contact the great ass fake tit? She's a character, a 10 ass. I am happy to have you as a new but obviously shared interest friend. The man who asked the question, who got that reply, is Steve Tisch, the co-owner and chairman of the New York Giants. His family name is on this building at New York University.
Now, they're going to go into this a little bit further. And then I got something else because it's definitely wrapped up in current politics.
Tisch School of Arts. Now, look at this email. From the same day, April 26, 2013, Jeffrey Epstein writes to Steve Tisch, quote, send me a number to call. I don't like records of these conversations. Steve Tisch writes back. 3 minutes later, the reply is a single line, a phone number. The registered child sex offender told the NFL owner that a paper trail was dangerous. They both knew what they were doing. Tisch was introduced to Epstein by a New York hedge fund manager named Todd Meister. So what is Steve Tisch's defense? His statement to Fox Sports, quote, we had a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women. We discussed movies, philanthropy, and
yeah, we don't need to go any more into that part because the thing is, like, of course he's gonna say, you know, we discussed adult women. Like, who gonna be like, yeah, we was talking about them kids? Like, no, he's not gonna go in there and do that. But hold on, y'all got anything to add before I go to the next part? Because this is gonna be like, it's gonna tie
is it
up
still
the
about?
whole...
Is it still about Tisch or?
Yeah, it is. Y'all got anything before I get into?
Well, go ahead,
right.
and so then we can cook off of it.
All right. So who is the NYPD commissioner? That name look familiar? Commissioner Tisch.
Commissioner and the officers that are here for the work that they do each and every day.
This is Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, who's overseen some of the lowest recorded crime levels in the city's history. You might recognize that last name, Tisch. That's because she's from one of the wealthiest families in America. In 2024, Forbes estimated the family's net worth at approximately $10.1 billion.
Now, hold on. Now let's go back. Didn't he say that his name was on a building on NYU, which just happens to be New York? And didn't he say that he was affiliated with the New York Giants? That's interesting.
Her grandfather and his brother Bob, they founded the Lowe's Corporation. Her father, James Tisch, served as the company's CEO for 25 years.
So Lowe's Corporation, the whole family, all up in there. Okay.
Until last year when her brother Benjamin took over. Her mother, Merrill Tisch, currently serves on the SUNY Board of Trustees, and her cousin Steve Tisch is co-owner of the New York Giants. So how did Jessica Tisch become commissioner of the largest police department in the United States of America?
How, baby?
Well, she received her bachelor of law and business degree, all from Harvard University. In 2008, she began her public service career in the NYPD's Counterterrorism Bureau as a civilian. In 2019, Mayor Bill de Blasio tapped Jessica Tisch to serve as commissioner for the city.
Do you hear what she just said? He tapped her.
Mayor de Blasio tapped her.
Tapped her. Didn't say most qualified. Didn't say she did something. She was tapped.
Sound like Sprint. Friends and family plan.
The city's Department of Information Technology and Telecommunication. In 2022, Mayor Adams appointed Tisch to serve as the head of the city's sanitation department, and then he later tapped her to lead the NYPD.
It's a whole lot of tapping going on.
Right. Tap. You're it.
It sound like she tapping her Apple Pay. That's what it's
I
Mm.
don't know about tapping
Indeed.
apple.
And Zora
All right, so now we're gonna get into Mamdani.
Mamdani, the mayor-elect, has asked Jessica Tish to stay on in the role, and she accepted. And when it comes to Jessica Tish, she's really deviated from her family, who donated $1 million to an anti-Mamdani, pro-Andrew Cuomo super PAC. She recently apologized to Mamdani after her brother Benjamin called him an enemy of the Jewish people during a charity event.
So let me get this straight. No, but never mind. We gonna wait till because
It's too
We'll
much.
be
This is
watching
getting
to see
good.
how the two work together, so keep following New York One.
shout out to her for it's called Spectrum News New York One. Shout out to her for that reporting. I think that was very good. I like that. It was cool. There's a lot going on with that. So let's take that on out. So Tish, the name itself, got a whole lot going on, right? So we find out she's very educated, Harvard grad, right? It ain't easy to graduate Harvard. Well, never mind. Go back to some of our other videos.
Plugged in.
I don't got a Harvard degree, right? She has a degree, so she is educationally qualified for the position. But it was a whole lot of, hey girl, wanna go over here? Hey baby, come over here. And magically, she goes from the sanitation department to the commissioner.
I smell
And
something
then-
funny.
And then the craziest part is her people donating all this money against essentially her boss, right? Ain't Mamdani technically her boss?
That money probably went. That money probably bifurcated, and that money went by. It went both ways. We just gonna keep it all the way.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Or could you be sleeping with the enemy? Not literally sleeping, but you know what I mean. Like you friends. Oh, I don't be messing with them. Like, you know. So listen, like, boom.
Nah,
Ladies,
I got
you
enough
got the
money. I
friend-
can pay.
you got the
I can pay
friend.
both sides.
Look, ladies,
And
you got the
whoever
friend that's
win, we
like,
won.
I would never sleep with him. Girl, I'm your friend. Girl, I'm your friend. Then you pull up. Where's she
He
at?
won.
Then she come
You
out.
got the juice
Girl, you
now.
wasn't over there, so I had to
What you
find
want
out
me
what
to
it
do?
was. You didn't want him. So why are you in here in my face? Well, the thing is, you're saying one thing and then you're doing another, and then you still want to be friends. Potentially. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but show seems suspicious. A whole lot of tapping. And these people who tapping, wouldn't they be anti-Mamdani? Like, wouldn't can't remember his name. Black dude who was the mayor. What's his name? I cannot remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Adams.
He would be completely opposite of Mamdani, wouldn't he? Towards the end.
Mhm.
Towards the
Yeah.
end.
He was trying to get pardons and some more shit. So, you know.
That's it.
Mm.
That super
But once
PAC,
you in there,
some,
you
some of
gotta
that,
play the game.
some of that super PAC hit his lap too.
The super PAC
He
hit
got
his
some
lap
PAC
is
money.
crazy.
He got some PAC. Meanwhile,
Pac 10.
yeah. Plug it in, plug it in. Her family's plugged.
10.1 billion.
We own the city. One
What's
phone to
10.1?
Diddy.
Because what I got in my notes is the Tish family isn't just old money; they're a system level money. So Forbes has them on the 2026 America's Richest Families list. And the
Interesting.
New York Giants alone are now valued around 10.8,
Oh, her
billion.
cousin. Mm.
with the Tish share worth about 2.3 to 2.5 being moved to their kids, because that's how you do it when you roll to the trust. You don't need that money. That's little league money at this point. So the reports say that
Right.
the family's transferring roughly 23.1% of the equity in the team into trust for the next generation, essentially locking in billionaire status for people who didn't have to build it brick by brick at all, which is fine. Your prerogative as a family. However, at the same time, the average American's net worth is mostly tied up in one house and one 401k that lives or dies on interest rates, while the level of wealth gets moved around on paper in ways that are legal, tax optimized, and mostly invisible. Excuse me. So what is my bottom line on this one? When one family can shift $2+ billion in team ownership across a dinner table while you're arguing with a loan officer over $20,000, that tells you who the system was really built to be generational for.
Not to mention America's favorite boogeyman, the Epstein files.
I mean, he
People
read
just
off
kinda-
like the full-on.
Dude sitting here playing Pokemon bubble with Epstein involvement. Hey, look what I just found. He said he about to go to court for actually even mentioning Tish, mentioning the name. He said they gonna take me to court before they ever take him to court. That's insane work. But
Yeah, he said he
makes
the
sense.
first one to go to court for the Epstein file.
Right. Isn't that crazy? That's what blew me away. I said, whoa. But bottom line is that all these names, that's a very Tish, I've been hearing the Tish name since I was probably 14, 15 myself. Like I heard that name quite a bit. You know what I mean? And now even with all the people mentioning the Epstein files, isn't it funny how no stink has been raised, or even any attention even paid to any involvement with the Tish family?
No, really ain't nobody went to jail but just Lane. She the only one who really got any level of
Listen.
prosecution. Just Lane at this point.
Motherfuckers ain't even get indicted in the court of
They
public
ain't
opinion.
indicted.
They didn't even
That's
get
crazy.
mentioned. You see
That's
how
crazy.
we went from talking about Epstein to the money being moved, because that's how it works.
Speaking of, you got anything else, Cash Spade, before I go ahead and segue into our next one when we talk about money moving and the real disparity in 10 billion versus people?
No, I
got
mean,
anything?
it's really just around. It's nothing to be somber about. It's just something to be observant about, and that's
Yeah.
really what this whole show is about: is to empower people with information, and that information helps you empower yourself. So it doesn't matter whether you're left, right, red, blue, all of that kind of stuff. This is what we get into to make sure that people are informed.
This a green discussion. That's what that was. I'm just saying, like
that's the main thing.
The power of the money and make you forget somebody hit somebody with an axe upside their head if they got the right amount of dough sitting there. It wasn't the axe that hit him. It was the wind. Because he was counting money.
We on the house of horrors right here.
Yeah, so we went from all of the money to no money. Because
we went from big house to outhouse.
So like if y'all ain't heard, in Ohio, like south of Columbus, there is it's allegedly, because I don't think that there's been anybody that hasn't been prosecuted, so I think it's still considered alleged. But this 33-year-old woman, along with her husband and his parents, had 16 kids in the house that were all biologically hers.
Oh, they was? The ones that they found in that little cellar or whatever?
And allegedly, she birthed 20 kids, which means she's had 4 probably miscarriages or whatever situation happened. She is 33.
So all them kids was hers. It was down in that cellar like that.
All them kids are hers. They got married when she was 15 in West Virginia. So her parents signed off because she was already pregnant at 15.
It's crazy.
Why the hell
Remember,
are they in the
her
cellar?
husband was 18 at the time.
Macaulay Culkin cousin look a little pale.
So they removed the kids, but they did say that they are all biologically hers. The oldest kid was 18 born 2 months after they wed. So that means that she was 15. I mean, she was probably pregnant at 14.
Right.
And he was already 18. That kid, the 18-year-old, can't really talk, can't write. A lot of the kids can't do anything for themselves. They're like, they consider them, they use the word feral, which is crazy.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Wow.
Like, basically threw them in a room. They all were in one room, all 16 of them in one room.
What was the name of that family that was essentially the same way? They had like
They
a
put them in the
documentary
cages.
about them.
That's when they put them kids in them cages.
They were like in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, The Hills Have Eyes.
No, they were.
That was that movie. That was the movie though. That was.
But they're like
Hills
they're
Have
like
Eyes.
older now, but essentially the same thing. Like the sister and brother, they don't talk.
They had
they
their
just
own
grunt.
language.
Right.
They had their own
Yeah.
language. I know who you're talking about. We were talking about them at work, actually.
My goodness. My goodness.
So yeah, so we bring
the
this
Elizabeth
up because
Siders House of Horrors case. Reporters say that multiple children were confined, starved, and abused for years. One child is now an adult speaking out about surviving that environment. So this is something that people are want to end up making a movie about, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then people won't believe that it's true, and it is.
like
Nationally,
this house right here cannot have 16 people in that.
no, like I
Plus,
said, like it
Or
was
no,
like
so
kids in a
20
cellar
people
the
in
back.
this. 20 people in this house is crazy, y'all.
Right.
Like, come on. 20 people in
And-
this house.
And what I couldn't
The
understand
youngest was
is
1 year old.
how do you not go? I mean, first of all, you in Ohio, which is a Medicaid expanded state. You know the checks they could have been getting. They didn't have to live like that. That's the crazy part.
That's a message in this. You can, but here's the thing: when you do that, you get the government in your business, which means you got to have certain things kind of together to even go down there and to be talking about. You need to. Who knows if them kids was even birthed in a hospital?
You know
They
they
might
were.
not have no social
No, they wasn't.
security number. They not. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not you doing whatever in the house or whatever. You know, allegedly,
Probably
potentially.
didn't even name them kids. It's probably thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, all that kind of.
Yeah.
But all right, nationally though, about 1 in 7 children in the U.S. experience some form of abuse or neglect each year. And in 2023, states received not 2 to 3, it's actually over 3 million child maltreatment reports. So that's around 600,000 that were actually substantiated. So that's crazy. But long term, adult survivors of severe childhood abuse face much higher risk and depression, substance use, unemployment, which becomes a lifelong economic penalty. You already know I take it back to the money. And this is something that they never choose, though. So,
Right.
to be honest about this one, like it kind of hurts my heart a little bit. And we spend billions locking people up. And then once they like break, because it's just be too much because of all this kind of stuff that they get put through. But underfunded or overloaded, these frontline systems that could catch one of these house of horror situation early. Maybe the only one out of them that got a chance is probably that 1-year-old. Because a 1-year-old ain't gonna be able to remember this. But they'll get found and later on and all that kind of stuff. Where they're gonna pull them up and say, "Hey, this is you," and all that. My bottom line to it though is like if a kid grows up in a house of horrors and only be quote unquote seen once, they're on adult on TV. Like that's not just a parenting failure. That's a system failure. And a lifelong price tag that's attached to it. So I know I'm about cash, but in this case, this didn't have to be.
I'm
And how
here
many
with
people
you,
are
man.
suffering in silence like this? and you got people that grow up in situations, and you try to figure out how the hell they got that way. This is one of those situations. Unfortunate.
Now I'm gonna give you all the insurance side of it, because the insurance and the educator side of it, right? Because I've actually seen this in real time, to where like parents show up, they got 5-6 kids, they're very unkept. You know, first thing we do, we get to know the kids. We going to give them clothes because you don't want them to be embarrassed, you know, going into the classroom. You know, once they there 2 or 3 weeks, now we showing them where the showers is, you know, so they can clean themselves up. And now we're the advocates. And then as soon as we start asking questions of the parents, now they pulling them out to school. You got some kids who actually, like, their folks have moved them to 5 or 6 different schools, trying to keep the government out their business, right?
Yeah.
They took it to a whole nother level. They just put them all in the room. Like, what the hell? The babies did not ask to be here. And then
When I saw the picture, they was like down in a cellar. They weren't even in a room. Like the cop opened up the cellar and was like, "Oh my God."
That's crazy. I only can imagine what that smelled like and everything else, man. And then it's like, you know, I get those calls too. You get the adult woman that sounds like she's 12, don't really have a sense of how to handle business, only calling us because a friend of theirs told them this is a way to get some free insurance because, you know, your eye red, or, you know, just stuff like that. They have no, you know, it's generational. This type of stuff is. It didn't just start with this family. It started with her. Look at how old she was. She got married. Her mother.
The husband's parents were in the house. So yeah, plus one of that. The husband's parents were in the house too. His mama and his daddy.
Right.
So yep.
And you sound like her family, either they wasn't around or somebody just gave her away. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
for the kids to be considered feral, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Like that is years of trying to train.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a teenager in a diaper type of situation, and it just did not have to be. That's all.
Especially in this state.
In Ohio, no. Yeah, like yeah.
It's a state where you get a lot of support. Like we're one of the few states that actually will support you. You can get Medicaid here fairly easy. You know, if you got children, they might not even want to put the adults on it, but they damn sure the kids can go on there. You know what I mean? It's a lot, man. It's just I'm a
kids
father,
to be able to
so
eat
this is
too.
home. Yeah.
You know, so like
you get some stamps,
food stamp situation, all that kind of stuff. Like
big check.
Just go get it. Who like I know everybody want to say, you know, like, oh yeah, and all that. No, if you need it, then just go get it. If it's available to
kids.
you, and yes,
you got 20 kids living in squalor. You better go get that damn food stamp card. And think 1 through 20, better go get a checkup. Seriously.
So I want to go to this video where it's talking about the marriage license being approved, because to me, this starts with the root cause of like where the system started the failure. So let's just hear a little bit about what this news has to say.
This is 16 counts of endangering children after 16 kids were rescued from this Vinton County home. But nearly 20 years ago, she was a 15-year-old bride to her then 18-year-old husband, Gary Siders Jr. in Mason County, West Virginia. His parents, Gary Siders Sr. and Christina Siders, are also listed on the marriage license.
At the time, there was no age that minimum to marry in West Virginia.
Attorney Amanda Alexander practices family law in West Virginia. She tells me a 15-year-old could marry then with the consent of her parents.
Could the judge have stopped it?
The judge absolutely could have stopped this marriage.
But Alexander says the law did not state the court needed to investigate.
I would want to know the relationship between the two. I'd probably want to interview, or at least appoint a guardian ad litem to interview the bride separately.
Fast forward another 15 years. Lawmakers in West Virginia introduced a new law to increase the minimum marriage age to 18, no exceptions. However, that's not what passed. Senators changed it
No,
to
I was
age
gonna
16
say it's gonna be
with
16.
parent and court consent. And the age gap between spouses should be no more than 4 years. Again, no requirement for a court investigation.
Should
that's
you
new.
be asking those questions as a court to make sure there's no victimization? Absolutely.
And since the oldest victim in the Siders case was born after Elizabeth and Gary Jr.'s marriage when Elizabeth was 15, and the next victim was born when Elizabeth was 16, I asked investigators last week if Elizabeth was also a victim.
Did Elizabeth Sider birth any or all of these children? And is she a victim herself?
That is all still part of the ongoing investigation. At this time, we can't continue on that.
And that is where Alexander tells me she sees more cracks in the system.
Did she receive prenatal care as a minor? How many children did she have as a minor?
Right.
Those are things that, did Job and Family
They're just trying to
Services,
rack up counts.
look
That's what
into
that is.
at that point, so that we didn't get to a point where there were 16 children living in the basement.
Now 33, Elizabeth Siders faces 16 counts of endangering children after 16 kids were rescued from this Vinton County home. But nearly
So, yeah. My point on this is that before we move on to our next one, we started off with the heavy, y'all. We need to make sure we have people in the system for judges that align with things that make sense. If whoever that is, either A, ain't have an analytical bone in their body, or B, they didn't care. It could be either or, because that's just what we do. And so if you, and maybe that's the culture there, but I would say this: if it's not just what you do where you are locally, and Plain Name talks about being hyper local all the time, you have to vote in the elections where there are judges. Like, it's so important. You don't just check the box. See what they've ruled on in the past. See what they stand for, because that was somebody who was a representation and didn't ask nothing. Is wild. Clearly, she had to have been standing there super pregnant.
Look,
He
to
was
keep it all
like,
the way,
you know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, that's just what she get. Like, bro, what?
Keep it all the way 1,000. How politics and cities are ran is way different than, we'll call it, middle America. Like middle America, whole areas, townships, right? Villages, they're ran like the mafia at times. It might be the same family that is running that city or that town for
I can think of a few
decades.
And towns.
And
you just know their name, their last name.
And they run the court system and everything else. So you vote against it if you want to. And so some places it's not as free as you think. And the people that you believe are was on whatever side of the political aisle, they are in angst as well. They are in poverty. They are in dire straits with a local municipality that is holding all the cards. So we need to keep that in mind and be empathetic as you know, people are in these larger cities and I don't understand how somebody could be feral and all that kind of stuff. Look, I've driven through all kind of hills and valleys and dips. I done drove around people in the horses and buggies in the year of our Lord 2025 and 26. And And like people are not living how everyone on Instagram does. That's really what I'm trying to pull here, is that as much as we scroll and there's people that still don't got phones. Some people got an Obama phone, don't even know it's an Obama phone. They waiting on that Trump phone still. So I'm just saying this so that we just keep it in mind. And when each one teach one, you is nice, you is kind.
What?
One of them situations.
So we're gonna continue down the path of failure, because we're going back to our video.
Speaking of failures.
Speaking of failures. Thomas Massey said, we failing in the government because we got taxpaying money going to actual misconduct. And we ain't even telling the folks what they paying for. Now, why do I bring this up? We talked about this, in our last video. Because we got a comment. We got a comment that said it's ridiculous for Congress to have done that, aka giving taxpayer money to cover misconduct without actually telling us why, or just doing it at all. We have known about this for decades. Did we? And Democrats use the slush fund as much as Republicans. No, now mind you, I'll play the video in a second because nobody said anything about that. I find it funny you are screaming about this, which I applaud, but we have hundreds of billions of dollars that are stolen every year from our government programs. When DOGE was trying to uncover much of it, you attacked Elon and the rest of the DOGE team. Did we though? Team, did we attack DOGE and the rest of the DOGE team?
When?
Right. So then I told him to go ahead and I recommended he check. We got a short because just in case
Oh, you gonna play the short? Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying this. Y'all can go to DOGE's impact for a blueprint for the future. I'll play it in a second, but I'm gonna let y'all watch what he's saying to. The tax dollars are going, and baby, I'm telling you, it's cover up hush money. Y'all ain't hear about it. Y'all don't know where y'all tax money going to. Well, listen, I didn't realize that anybody who pay taxes, I pay taxes. Even if you don't,
if you buy something,
your
you're
taxes,
paying taxes.
Even if you don't file your taxes and you got a job, you still pay taxes. So this is apparently a part of where some of that money going to. So let's hear about it.
Pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intent to raise the question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. Directing the Committee on Ethics to preserve and publicly release records.
Now, he's just going to go into what I had already said on that. Now, I'm going to show y'all the example I gave.
Oh, no, he surgically goes through in a litigious way on all types of ways that you will not unask that money if you over here messing up. Oh, so you going deep in the receipts.
Yeah, so I just want to call you out that because we all we did was criticize DOGE. Just know if you say that all we do is that I'm gonna challenge that, like we're gonna challenge you up here. Leave them folks alone. That's all I got. Y'all got anything else y'all need to add to this, and we go ahead and play our outro and get out.
For my day trippers, do you all think that DOGE have been successful of sorts? Now granted, those waves and ripples might not be felt for another year or two, but do you think we off to a good start with DOGE?
I mean,
that's my question.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think that at least put the blueprint out there of what it could be.
That sounds definitely like hating to me.
Oh man,
especially that last one. That was hating like a mother.
And that fat motherfucker with that Yankee hat on, his hating ass.
I was gonna comment that. Listen, you were serious about the workout, bro. We see the progress. Shout out to you.
Right.
Shout out.
You look like you can sit in yourself, boy. As a suit, look at you.
Listen, that big bastard was hating like hell. Did y'all hear him? Shit.
We said it's a blueprint for Doge is a blueprint for efficiency in the government. Oh, he's hating.
Hey, see me? Listen, I'm a part of the Doge Fitness Club. Shit, we was trimming all kind of. We stayed away from. They dissolved the slush funds. We stayed away from the slushies. You know what I mean? Like shit.
No, we ain't gonna get super deep into it, but ironically, it is interesting that people have been actually trying to dissect Doge and if it was effective and efficient or not. One thing, the reason why I bring this up is what Plain Dame said in that video, and we haven't been a channel for a long time. We're still like on the newer side of being a channel, so make sure you hit that like button if you haven't yet. But we're a newer channel, and so what he said was, you're not going to see the effects, good or bad, today. It's going to take time. But he wasn't hating on it. To be honest, if anybody was the biggest hater on Doge, it was in fact me. I would have been the biggest hater. But the crew, you can't say the crew hated on Doge. So we heed this as a general comment. If we love the comments, drop some drip in the comments, we appreciate it. But please ask and comment with stuff that you actually watched the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you pulling up like, y'all don't like Doge, my question to you, please drop some drip in the comments. Why did you think that we felt that way?
Yeah.
Did you actually watch the content, baby? Did you watch the content? Or did you make some assumptions?
Yeah, don't be a clipper, be a day tripper.
Assumption.
Join us. Because what's the first three letters in assumption?
My favorite. Pause. Ass.
Oh, wow.
When you assume, you make an ass out of you. So it's okay to watch entire clips. That's, we call that the Charlie Kirk effect. Don't sit there and judge off the clip when you ain't watched the whole situation to see it all the way through. Or the TMZ effect. It's a bunch of different ways we could word it, but bottom line is see it through before you come with your comments. Because I think
I think you guys confused with MSN Now, because they
on Elon Musk's DOGE initiative officially reached its end on July 4th. And new reporting reveals the Trump administration is increasingly rehiring federal workers after its sweeping cuts created staffing shortages across government agencies. Officials say the focus has shifted from reducing the size of government to reshaping the federal workforce, with agencies including the IRS and HHS now seeking thousands of new employees.
Which is what Plain Dame said then, was that whatever happens, you won't feel it till later. This is later.
Yeah, about 2 years.
DOGE claims it saved $215 billion amid its cuts, but that figure has been widely disputed. And now some administration officials are acknowledging some of the workforce cuts may have gone too far. Surprise, surprise. Joining us now, the author of that report, Notice reporter Eric Katz.
Damestradamus strikes again.
So, even though Jim Jones was skeptical on Doge, not too far from the tree. However, the crew itself were positive for it. So I just want to go ahead and shout out the crew for staying consistent in what they said. You know what I'm saying? Also acknowledging being able to change and pivot based on new information that comes up, because that's what we're here for. We're here to give news that you can use, because news is not the same, or it wouldn't be news. New as in news, new with an S.
Right. Exactly.
There you go.
So, I mean, with DOGE ending, the CNBC reports that some employers that laid off workers because of AI are already rehiring after realizing that tech can't actually do everything they promised investors it would. And one recent analysis found that 74% of companies quietly rolled back AI customer service agents after customer satisfaction tanked and complex tasks blew the hell up in their faces. Meanwhile, 75% of Americans say that they're concerned about AI's growing use, and almost half worry that it can threaten their jobs and their household. It's really what you've been sold, and not what is actually what you've been told. So from a money and growth side of things, the smart play is still to learn how to use these tools, not to trust any boss who says we don't need you anymore. The bots got it. As a person that uses these damn tools, I can tell you that it makes me highly inefficient. It pisses me off to some degree when I'm actually going like I'm too deep now, right? I done already did half of my work in the damn tool, and then now I gotta spend another 2 hours trying to actually get shit right, fix shit, all kind of crazy things. There are some good opportunities that are with it, but it's not the end all be all that everybody thinks that it is. So what's my bottom line in this? When 3/4 of companies are already walking AI agents back, it proves that we said from day one, or it proves what I said from day one, that they tried to replace people with a PowerPoint and reality sent an HR email back. So what I said a while ago was when it flipped back, get your money, man. That's all I'm saying. Thug life. What does thug life mean? Plain dang.
Thug life. What does thug life mean to me at this point? It means that you better diversify your bonds. Get you them side hustles and stop depending on these damn bots, because as we're seeing, there's multiple failures going across the board with different companies with AI. Every day you hear about somebody
Austin in two ways.
Doing some test runs, spending a lot of damn money and failing. And shit, it was a matter of fact, I believe in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. I have to find that clip. We may actually talk about this next week. But there was actually a car company that tried to use some bots and AI to do some cars, and due to multiple failures and misreads, they hired back their team to come back into that factory and go back to the way it's always worked. Good old American muscle. So count on the AI if you want to, but once they perfect it, then that's when you go ahead and put a couple dollars in there.
Ford had to roll back their AI policy.
Yeah. So it's like you got to put a couple dollars in there. Don't put all your dollars in there, but just like any investment, invest wisely. But we are not investment gurus here. We just merely making some suggestions.
It's really the myth of AI has subsided, because AI was running joke is AI equals actually India, right? Where they tell you that it's AI, but they turn around and hire people in Hyderabad or Jakarta, places like that. But as the demand for that rises, right? Because this is how capitalism works. People over there they're saying, I'm not working for that no more. I'm not working for that. Or I don't need to come over here anymore. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable anymore. And it's causing an issue.
Folks don't even care about money no more like they used to.
Why should you?
Right.
Why should you? You take it, you're that debt cycle, people are starting to find their way out of it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into whatever.
I mean, they trying to find a way out of it, but this war in Iran ain't helping, because the way gas sitting and people paying. How much y'all get gas? Drop some drip in the comments. Let us know how much you get gas for today.
Too much.
This week, rather. The lowest gas I've had in the past, I don't know, maybe 30, 60 days might have been $3.40 a gallon.
Hold on, where'd you go? Where was that? Okay,
Costco,
so that was
Costco. But down the
That's
street,
what I'm about to say.
The difference though, if I went down the street, is like 50 cents, which is insane. So shout out to Costco. Not that I'm trying to inflate people going, but I do got stock. So,
right, like keep out of my damn line. Not
lines are not
DJ's,
bad.
Sam's Club, any of them bad boys. I need my gas.
Giant Eagle.
But the war in Iran.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I used to
So,
points, boy.
So a lot's happened with Iran. We kind of left alone. We coming back. It's been a lot going on where we're like, oh,
That's because every time you try to leave,
negotiations.
something keeps calling you back. You're back.
It's called Netanyahu, allegedly. So as things started going into a ceasefire, we thought things were gonna go good. Now, boom, Trump was like, nah, I'm good. And they said, oh, you good, huh? You thought the stuff was sweet. Now, we can get into our thoughts on this, but let's let this rock and then I'll see what y'all think.
A reported plot by Iranian leaders to assassinate the president of the United States. The Wall Street Journal reports Israeli officials tipping off the president about that threat level. So let's talk about it. Live to CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata. Charlie, we know you're checking your phone for your sources and the freshest reporting on this and other matters in Iran. To that alleged plot, how credible is this?
Yeah, well, Reed, we have been looking into the credibility of this plot to see if there are any details. Honestly, it's been a bit skinny on the ground. We've made phone calls, but that doesn't mean they're not taking it seriously. We understand that this was tipped off by Israeli intelligence, and there wasn't details about exactly who, what, where, when this plot was going to be tried to have been launched, but it was something to take seriously, certainly something the Secret Service took seriously. But we also have to reiterate.
Well, damn.
That's crazy.
The thing is that they ain't gotta wait that long. I mean, he is old as the dude that they knocked off. Shit. I'm just saying. Like,
People live to be 100 years old. Stop playing. Like,
all right, but what's the quality of life on that? People don't get to be George Burns, and you know that people don't live that kind of life, and he eat too many double cheeseburgers for him to have that kind of quality to be just being for real. I'm just gonna keep it real.
You doing a lot.
The fact that the Iranians have had it out for President Trump since back in 2020 with the killing of Qasem Soleimani, who was in charge of Al-Quds. And right after that was when the first death threats came out, not just from average Iranians, but from the Iranian government. So this has kind of been long-standing for 5 or 6 years that they've had these death threats out for President Trump. And as you just saw in those images, even during the funeral of Ayatollah Khamenei, they were carrying banners that say, hey, Trump, we will kill you. So it's all right there. But all
the crazy part about this is they decided to put it in Arabic, but they also decided to let you know, and they put it in English.
Man.
That's why.
I mean, they know they on the world
I want
stage,
you to
and
see.
this is a
See what I'm talking
political
about?
game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all want me to keep going?
It's propaganda.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. I think
they fight meme. They over there fighting meme wars and everything else. So.
All right, they got grandma still waiting for the next Legos music video to hit and shit now. Like it's getting that crazy. But yeah, the U.S. officials have warned for years that Iran might try to target Donald Trump in retaliation for the 2020 strike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. There's a shing shing on that for me. But this week, this week, CNN reports that Israel shared intelligence that Iran had a new plan to assassinate the president of the United States. And Trump himself told reporters he's number one on the kill list, adding already high tensions to it. So Iran-linked operatives have already been prosecuted in the U.S. court system, including a man convicted in March of 2026 for plotting to kill Trump in 2024 on behalf of the IRGC. I guess what my take on this is, you don't have to like the man to be honest about the stakes. Right. So if foreign governments feel comfortable targeting current or former presidents, that's a national security problem for real. And it's not a part of just a partisan mean. So assassination plots on a sitting former president it's not Trump drama. This is something that we need to actually be careful about in the US. because it's a test of whether anyone in the office can be protected once they're on foreign soil or foreign score settling and have that fear feel normal, right? So we already know that people trying to knock off the number one big dog, which is the US. We can't be touched. But if you're going to think that you can touch the president, then that changes things, right? That changes how people organically view empire, if you will. And so we got to maintain frame. And so when it comes to that, I'm not down with that. Don't touch me at mines. That's what it is. That's what it will be.
Yep. I rock with it.
You can't. What else you gonna rock with? You live here, my dog.
No, I'm saying that in the sense of
yeah,
said it all. I mean, there's really nothing you can say that you haven't said on that because I'm just saying they're taking it from propaganda to flat out. We gonna kill you, and they want you to know that that's the aim. And then on top of that, they want us in a state of fear because they know that we have had that issue at the southern border with so many people coming through. So we don't know how many of them
came through with sleepers. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Came through with that. So they come by this way. We ready.
It's too many. It's too many runs and ripes around here for
we ready
and rullets. There's runs and rullets.
We
around here.
Ready for real. Hey y'all, Orange 38. They gonna be like, oh, really? Everybody gonna start smiling. Yeah, Orange 38. What's your code in your home to get ready?
Bombastic, Meggy fantastic.
Romantic. I'm just saying. We not the ones that give you guys advice on certain things, but it should be a song that play or something and let everybody know it's time to get ready. Gotta be something. You hear boom 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all I have on the news front. But I wanted to get a little bit into the cash situation. This guy claims that you can increase your credit score from 50 to 100 points if you call Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion and you say this. Y'all ready for this, T? I need to remove any names and addresses from my credit report that is not accurate, or up to date.
Oh, that's a letter.
There's different ways.
You don't even need to call.
Old inquiries, how different things in data breach. I was a victim of such and such. These are different things you can say to take those off. So I'll make sure I drop this link in the in our overall notes so y'all can have it. But my question to the crew and to y'all is: do you think this is this legit? Do you feel like these are legit tips, or are you saying
those are tactics? Yes. Does it increase your credit? Because they have to take those things off and run an investigation. That's really what it is. You're confirming whether those things are legitimate. So yes, at a high level, I understand what he's saying, but he's not. People want to take the cliff notes on these things. Yeah. Will they come back if they are for real? And some creditors, like, they go away and they lose paperwork and stuff like that. But if they're able to substantiate, yes, you indeed owe that money, they tattoos, baby. They tattoos. But in the meantime, when you do that, you can get them. You can get them off for what? Maybe even a while. It might be 6 months till they pop back up on you. But FICO's spring 2026 report says that the average U.S. FICO score dipped to 714, continuing a small slide of almost 48% of Americans who have scores of 750 or higher. So FICO data and independent calculators showed 760 versus 620 credit scores on a typical mortgage can mean roughly $90,000 to $100,000 more in interest over a 30-year loan. Don't you try to get that damn house if you in them 600s. Don't do it, because you're gonna get that. So that high interest or those payments, then they're gonna put that PMI on you. So that's extra payments, and that's not going to the house. It's a game.
That's what you're gonna look like.
A Harris poll in FICO found 83% of Americans say maintaining or improving their credit score is a priority. So that's good. About 67% either wrongly believe income directly affects score, or they're just not sure. Your income doesn't really affect your score. It's what you do with your payments, right? So we can break down credit, and that's not really what this score is or does, but if we got people that need to know, then we'll definitely teach. But it means that most people don't fully understand the game that they're playing. So you got people that make $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, and credit is in the trash. They got to pay everything cash. Because back in the day, they had a credit card, Credit One or something like that they done shit it off, and they don't even know. Like, all you gotta do is just go and negotiate that. Go negotiate that, get it paid off, then wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna come back, because they're gonna want to go and get the get back. But all of this actually means good news. So you don't have to get rich first in order to raise your score. You have to move like someone who reads the rule book. So if half the country is sitting at 750 plus while the average is falling, that tells you the gap is knowledge and habits. It's not IQ. So your FICO score is a behavior report about how you use the credit. It's not a salary report. Because you can make all the money and still not pay your damn bills on time.
Very true. My take on that is, like, just take the notes from those. I just wanted to make sure I share that with y'all, because we're gonna go ahead and get into our next one. Did y'all know people leave keys in their car
all the time?
Now, I'm gonna share this story because
you gotta be in one of them neighborhoods where was that Ferris Bueller? Is that where they
right?
No, there's a reason. So I'll let him
window.
play this a little bit, and then I'll give you scenarios as to why somebody might leave their keys in the car.
It's happening. So in Phoenix, in all these garages, the mafia is breaking into cars, stealing one of the keys, stealing a key, and then leaving a tracker inside the car. They're not actually taking the car. There's 24 G-Wagon. I'll show you right now. There's a tracker inside it. They're assuming you're going to go home, get your spare key, come back, take the car, and then they track it, and they use that second key, or the key that they stole, and they take your car. So just be careful. If your car's parked at the Phoenix airport in any of these lots, they hit over 300 cars.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That's what's going on there. So that's the parking ride. That's what that
24
is.
G-Wagon. Your battery's actually inside that little slot. This key is a 2024 and has a dead battery, surprisingly.
Shout out the slinging keys.
Your battery is right here. Okay, I'm going to show you the tracker. I'm not going to touch anything but it's that blue and that red wire down there, and that's actually the battery from the tracker. If you see this in your car, it's on the driver's side. This is where they're putting it, and all these cars at the airport, and then they're finding you later and stealing your car. Just be careful.
That's crazy.
They got all day because they know you ain't coming back. You gone for a week, 2 weeks.
Airport?
Yeah,
It's quite
that could be
direct.
an inside job. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
So coming
Like
to find out, the main people,
I've actually used the park and ride like that, like where I want to come back and get my car after I get out the flight. So this is actually something that pisses me off from a standpoint of you don't get to control that. Your key goes to the what's the name of the dude that you hand the
valet.
keys off to? Yeah, your keys go to the valet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you valeting that.
It's
Now
like
what?
So
you
I
land,
looked
come
up.
back every intact.
So I looked up use cases of why this would happen. So Toro, have y'all ever heard of Toro?
Oh,
Toro. So Toro is where
yeah.
they go and they basically allow you to rent their car, like someone's actual car. And so Toro people leave their key in the car. So one of the hustles I heard is that the key won't work. So when they call, that key doesn't work because it's actually a tracker. So then when you call the other person, when you call the person to come give you the spare key that they have, because the key you have won't work, they follow you to wherever you go, and that's when they steal the car too. So they may not put a tracker on it, but they'll go in and like mess up the key because they leave the key in the car. So they'll mess up the key.
Well, they might
it's in
take the
car, so when
battery
that
out.
person comes-
They take the battery out the key, so
Yeah.
it is the key. But then when you come, then they already know the other key works, so they just put the battery back in and steal the car.
So I don't know how many of
Yeah.
y'all leaving y'all keys in the car, but you probably shouldn't. Just wanted to give y'all a little tip so that way don't do that.
I'm still tripping off. You know what I hear a lot? People leave their keys in their car and their wallets in their car.
A wallet too, son?
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Even though I'm in insurance, so that's always a good way to get off the phone too. Yeah, I left my wallet in the car. I'll call you back, But no, in real time though, people leave their wallet and their keys in the, I don't hear a whole lot about people leaving their keys in the car, but the wallet is one thing I do hear a lot about.
Well, what I always recommend is, if you're a guy and you take your wallet out because it's in that back pocket, so your one ass cheek be sitting higher than the other, then get a card organizer and put that in your front pocket, and so that way your wallet is flat, or depending on how much cash you carry on you, etc. But you take it out your back pocket, put it in your front pocket.
Gotcha. Tips.
Yeah, that's just definitely a tip. So we're gonna go ahead. Y'all seen the workplace stuff? So here I go giving you some workplace stuff. Let's talk about this former HR person. Essentially, the whole article around this is, are you or should you be looked at by how you look? Is there bias in what is considered as, do people dress up bias as professionalism? So for example, it's not because you can't do the job, not because you don't have the experience, because you either communicate differently or the way you look. Drop some drip in the comments. Here's one. It says, this is where it came. There's two conflicting arguments. This person says, as a former HR person, what she's saying is true. Nails, hair, makeup, lashes, and clothes. The way you speak and present doesn't matter what race. I have seen a few people lose opportunities because they clap while speaking. That's not meant for corporate settings. So this was a response to that. What do y'all think?
In what
Do you feel
situation
like-
would you clap while? First of all, that's already coded. But like, in what situation, why would you clap while speaking in an interview? What will be the purpose? Because people clap while speaking when they're in an aggressive state.
Well, HR is not just in interviews, right? So like, they're there for those uncomfortable conversations, right? So if I am,
Yeah, so that's what that means. Somebody you talk to
Correct.
somebody in a different tone. So it's not an interview. So how you gonna mess up an opportunity? You already been put in a situation where you got to be defensive. Like I said, that's coded fucking language. It's bullshit.
Oh,
Now we going back to the Crown Act and all this stuff. That's what we gonna repeal at this point.
so the argument to what this person said is this. So this person said, like, what you do, you say matters. The response to this was that at the end of the day, if you can do the job, you have the experience, and you are able to communicate, that's being biased, is not being professional, and people are wrapping it up in professionalism. Drops of the drip in the comments. Do you think that how someone looks, how they speak, what they smell like, do all those things matter? I'm gonna give you all a little, where we at? Y'all know what it is. It's story time. Boo.
Go ahead.
I once worked at a job where there was a young lady who we used to sit, the team I was on sat outside of an AVP's office. And there was a young lady who was from India that also sat outside this office. And she probably either wore all natural deodorant or no deodorant at all. They made that girl move her desk to the dang near the bathroom.
Wow.
They moved her to basically the bathroom. Now, she looked like something. She was nice, but she ain't smell right. And she never got a promotion or any of those things. Another example is I have met, I have met some Black women that I've worked with that have been passed up on opportunities. And when I look at who they were passed up against, to me, the way they communicated was not aligned with everybody else, I suppose. They didn't talk with a clear dialect like this. They may have had a little bit of a accent or a slang usage, or even what is she saying that? May have clapped with their hands sometimes if they're telling a story or something. I 100% believe that matters. Even if you talk with your hands, sometimes that's not looked at as good.
It was not looked at as a leadership trait unless you're presenting in some way where that type of inflection is required in order to gain traction with an audience.
So that is my thing. That's my little story. I got plenty more about professionalism, but that's just the one that comes off the top of my head. Is sis was not wearing deodorant, and the AVP. I remember I was near the manager, and it was me, the manager, and the AVP, and I was around for like the.
And somebody said, "God damn, somebody's stinking this mug. Who is this?" I walked past this,
and it wasn't like you gotta move her, but it's just like she was trying to figure out, and it was me, the manager, and another coworker, where she was like, I don't want to have to move her, but like, do we make her like a care package? I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I have no. I'm not gonna get her some swap.
You just inviting a conversation with HR.
Like, let me go ahead.
No, I mean, in some cases where there's HR that gets involved with somebody, but look, you got to get this together because you are affecting the work environment. And if you don't have a doctor's note for, like there's an actual issue, then somebody's gonna have to. Man, I don't have to get.
No, what I'm saying is that I ain't about to put together the care package. I'm about to go actually holler at somebody like in HR, like, she over there with the onions. We gotta figure this out because she got the onion. She
was such a nice girl. She was so nice. But yeah,
but some people just don't know either because you come from a different space, place, culture where that's just what it is. And some people that they can't put on those different deodorants because it's chemicals, to be for real. So you have to make your own, and some of that stuff is effective for people, sometimes it's not. But to get on some of that other stuff about what you look like and all of that, I actually tested it when I was in my younger leadership years. So Cash was like, I'm gonna grow my hair out. I'm gonna test this to see, if it's an actual thing where I can't be in leadership and have cornrows or have twists or braid. I'm gonna do it all. And lo and behold, people find it very, very conflicting when you speak with inflection and impact and power like this, and you still look like you could come from the hood or whatever. However, things have changed since then. The Crown Act has been, one of the things that's been put out. That doesn't change people's perceptions, though. And that doesn't change what people consider workplace etiquette. So surveys consistently show that around 50 to 60% of employees say that they have quit or consider quitting a job because of a bad boss or toxic culture. It's not just pay alone. So on the global side, corporate reputation trackers find that CEOs' public behavior impacts investor confidence, brand value, even stock price. So companies with scandal-prone leaders often underperform, in especially against their peers during a PR crisis. So you have plenty of opportunities where we've seen this happen, where it impacts the bottom line of a company. So for countries, the same logic holds. When the face of the nation talks reckless, foreign investors start pricing the political risk, which can raise borrowing costs. So I'm talking about bonds now. And we already know about that, where bonds are not being bought and you scare off long-term projects. So you can be plain spoken without being reckless, though. Transparency is not the same as verbal tantrums. So if you wouldn't trust the CEO who talks like that or talks like this with your 401k, you probably shouldn't trust the head of state who talks like that with the whole country's balance sheet. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to say, you got to think about not what you would want, but what does, if you took this person and you put them in front of someone who does not know them, could they get the person across from them to listen, like actually listen to them? Like, I feel like the answer can be yes, even if someone looks different, but the judgment itself. So I'll give you an example. Like if you have someone going across the world, some places already have their own biases. They don't have people who look like XYZ. Not that you shouldn't send that other person, but that person who is going has to be aware of what that culture has been or lack thereof exposed to. And I think that you wouldn't dress a certain way, or even, I don't know. I just think that respect matters too. So for example, you wouldn't go to, what is it, Dubai? Like you wouldn't go somewhere that's like a nation or a country where women have to be fully, covered up, and you pulling up with short skirt on to the business meeting. You're not gonna do that.
You're not gonna make it in.
Because you're not gonna make it in. So I understand that you should be comfortable where you are, but you want me to tell that other story about the pajama day?
Nah, we good. We good.
So that's the last part, y'all. Like, just remember, business etiquette goes a long way. It really does matter. How you feel, how you present yourself matters. And that's why we gonna drip on out of here with some positive affirmations. We really don't do that too often. You know what I mean? So let me see if I can get, yeah, there we go. Let me see here. We're going to do that. I'm going to take, there we go. Let's see if we can I make it bigger? Oh, that's not making it no bigger though.
That's good enough.
I'm trying to make it bigger. Is that good? Okay. Affirmation that you can use. Let me see what, this is the beginning of it. So 3 daily affirmations that will reprogram you. Make sure you use this, you repeat it. It creates belief is what this is saying. Affirmation 1, my financial life is improving every single day. I choose gratitude before I see the results. My mind expects abundance, growth, and opportunity.
Oh,
Boom.
growth mindset.
Yes, Lord.
Surprise.
Affirmation number 2, I am healthy, I am happy, I am wealthy. What you repeatedly declare today becomes the identity you live tomorrow. So you say those 3 things. That's you putting it out there that's what you're striving to do. It's what you are. Number 3, divine abundance is my birthright. My life is filled with order, peace, and purpose. When you speak with certainty, your mind begins to act like the life you're creating is already real. You are living in that mindset. So those are 3 that you can go ahead and remember. It's my financial life is improving every single day. I choose gratitude before I see the results. My mind expects abundance, growth, and opportunity. I am wealthy.
So it's
healthy,
a couple things
happy.
that it's putting out there, and I don't want people to take this without actually putting the work and effort behind it. So what this is actually talking about is 2 things: growth mindset, which is,
And there's
you
I
need
forgot
to
to
make
read over here too.
okay.
But yeah. It says most people never realize that the words they repeat every day quietly shape the way they think, act, and respond to life.
Right.
The lady was Kathy Ponder, believed that changing your inner dialogue, so what you feel on the inside, is the first step towards changing your reality. While affirmations alone don't create success, they can help reinforce a more focused, confident, and optimistic mindset, especially when paired with consistent action. So her main thing is, what are you telling yourself every day? And that's where you get into that.
Right.
So go
So
ahead,
yeah,
I
talking
got a
about
good
growth
one
mindset.
for y'all.
Okay, so let me hit that, and then I'll let you rock. But what I'm trying to do is just get people to see, like, just repeating that is different. Like, you can try to Jedi mind trick yourself, but without putting micro steps into this space where the money's not just going to fall in your lap. The opportunities might come across your face, and you might be improving every single day, but expecting something to happen without the results of your efforts is just hope, which is different than preparation. So I'm talking about delayed gratification. A lot of people want to look like something without being who they were supposed to be ready for those opportunities in the first place. Because even if you got there by luck, you're not going to stay there at all. Because you didn't earn it. So even the Vanderbilts have had that type of situation where, you know, and there's plenty of families that have been rich, and then their children have squandered it all because it's wealth is still a mindset. It's not what's in the bank account.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say one of my favorite affirmations that I still say to this day. Get up and it's my cup of coffee. I say this. I look in the mirror, adjust my face, and I say, you a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remain in the G until the moment you expire. You know what it is to make nothing out of something. You handle your biz and don't be crying in the suffering. Juvenile was on one when he had that.
I was gonna say that I know that song.
Yeah, I mean, it's affirmation. It's a hook, but it's affirmation.
Yeah.
So much you can
How
pull
many
out.
people? Yeah, like to push it to the limit. Like some of the trap songs actually are and a hell of a lot of young Dolph songs are like that.
Yeah. If you a hip hop head, there's a lot of affirmations you can find in there. There's a lot of negative, but I mean, for real, when you know.
Yeah. But it's
whoever
about
do
pushing
that-
through the negative pieces. That's the whole point
Yeah.
that people don't get, is that
Right.
people are telling their stories on how they made it out in a lot of these cases. And a lot of people, they don't get it because they cannot identify with making it out. Because very few of us actually make it out of those situations.
Right.
So it's a different level of understanding what a quote unquote rapper did to get out of those situations and spaces.
Yeah. I told myself you never rode on the soul of a soldier. Whoever knew that dishwasher could be his beholder. Whoever knew that fat girl could grow into Oprah. A lot of that stuff in there. I gotta.
And that's stuff that I work out to. So
oh yeah, push it
So-
to the limit. Or the man, listen, that's my joint. I probably run my 10 miles to part of that. Run, walk. I ain't a straight run 10 miles, even though I probably can get a soft maybe 2.5, 3 straight, maybe.
That's good.
You know, but trying to So that's what I'm going for. So I'm all about affirmations. Sunday, I'm going to run 10 miles. You know, so that's something that me and my trainer have been working on for a while, because I could do 5 or 6 miles. I've done 10, but we want to do it to where it becomes a regular Sunday activity. So
you
I'm
going
all
for,
affirmations.
for the Goggins special then. That's what that sounds like. Get hard. Yeah.
You trying to be one of them run clubs?
No,
Ooh,
we just
I heard
starting to
about
like.
them.
I heard about them young clubs.
We just starting to like running a little bit more. I mean, this guy is 58 years old with a fake hip, and he gets to it. You know what I mean? So we put little challenges on ourselves. You know, last year was the hard mile. We did that all summer. With 2 years straight, we did the hard mile. So now we going for the 10K. 10K on the Sunday. Yep.
I like that positive affirmation that you were hitting in, but we're gonna go ahead and smooth it out with a vibe check, right? So ICO's own survey found that 83% of Americans say maintaining or improving their credit is a priority, right? So that's what we want to say that we getting in here. But it's also a state of mind, because it gives you peace of mind when you have a good credit score. And that's what people are trying to get intentional about their future when they are intentional about their credit. So it's a mental health thing. So the research there shows that regular gratitude or affirmation practices are linked to lower stress and better health outcomes. Why? Because you ain't on that bullshit thinking that everybody's against you or everything. Like, because you've switched your thinking from being half full or half empty to half full in a lot of cases. Going into a room with your hand out instead of a clenched fist. These are things that you would do. It's no different than someone who's fighting, and some people ball up their fists, some people open up their hands. Why? Because you can be ready to block, move, or switch a lot of things. So this quietly affects your earning power and decision making in long term. So that's what you think. One study found that people who set and review written goals are over 40% more likely to achieve them than people who just think about it.
That's
especially when money and career moves take place. So you got some people that what they call those things, like my vision board and all that. I don't really get into vision boards, but I do get into writing down my goals and then toss them in a safe or in a cabinet somewhere and going back and hitting. So the affirmation lane isn't about pretending things are fine, because that's not what it is. We live in reality here, and I want everybody to be their best self. So this is what we get into. It's about reminding yourself that you are not powerless in the middle of all this mess. So you don't have to manifest a miracle. You just have to stop talking to yourself like you're already defeated. The mindset is free. The habits are where the money show up. I'm Cassius Pay, and I'm out with that.
I like that.
Not him always doing something like that. Floating on up out of here.
I'm prepared. That's how I get down. We know that.
So I think affirmations are good. I think that having a positive attitude goes very far. A lot of times people are just assume that you should be a certain way, and when all you have to do is just have a positive attitude. Like, have some, look at this. Not that everything's great, but sometimes it just ain't working.
That's the bath that person in your office need to take.
Damn, I was the more. This was years ago. That lady is married with kids at this point. She got a whole husband. Yeah, she got 2 kids. She married with kids.
Well, you know what's
onion
good,
bun.
I guess.
onion bun.
Listen, social media will keep you close. No,
Everything
people
bagel.
telling you. But I think affirmations are good. I think that they're, having, like I said, positive attitude is at the top tier. That you may not be the best at everything that you do, but one thing that's always controllable is your attitude. You can't control who you're born to. You can't control where you're born, but you can control what your aura is around you, essentially. And so, when times get hard, I'm not saying be like, everything's great, it's on fire. I'm not saying that, but also, things are always for a season. I don't know if it's a season, sometimes are longer than others, but you gotta control what you can, and your attitude is something you can control. So that's all I got. I'm Jim Jones. We getting out of here under record time for once. Pew, 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 pew. Record time for once because we got a back-to-back. Y'all ain't know we got our back-to-back. So, getting out of here for our normal live stream. But I'll see y'all for a talk tacky to me in a little bit. I am your co-host, Jim Jones. And next to me is my brother. And next to him is the producer. And we will see y'all next Friday. Late night dripping with us. We appreciate you. Drop a drip in the comments. Make sure you tell 2 people you like and someone you don't, because you won't regret this. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't. And go ahead and subscribe yourself if you haven't. I see we got a new subscriber. Shout out to you. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next Friday. Check out the stuff below. Go to our Buy Me a Coffee. We'll see y'all later. We out of here.
Whisper like a quiet threat. She say, money built these ministries. They ain't cash your freedom yet. We sip slow, playing quick. Every kiss got a side script. Every laugh got a side eye. She say you down, I say I might be. Yeah, if this hit your lane, slide with us. Lean in close, keep it hush. Paper in the back, truth in the front seat. Body on beat, mind on trust. If this hit your lane, slide with us. Talk that code in a lover's touch. Say you want change and you want it to feel good. Hit the hey, slide with us. Shorty got a spreadsheet, color-coded alibis. She can flip a budget, flip a vote. Barely even blink her eyes. Bass humming through the chassis. While she break down policy, she say, power just a password. They don't think we got the key. We sync up, same glitch. Every kiss got a side switch. Every joke